Yeah, I think looking back now, if I hadn't have got a 200 in my career, it might have been a little more disappointing. But nice that I could do that and achieve it, with a crowd getting a standing ovation that lasted for about 5 minutes. I think the game came to a stop. That was some special memories.
One of the greatest all-rounders our game has ever witnessed. With the bat, with the ball, he has done it all. And he could get to win a game on his own. A master in every sense of the word. Please welcome Jacques Kallis. Jacques, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much.
I'm going to show you a couple of photos and hopefully you're going to relive those memories and take us through them.
For sure.
There's some very special ones. Okay, first up.
Yeah, it was when I was a youngster just starting out, first 100 in Melbourne against Australia. I think you always doubt yourself whether you're good enough to play at that level, and sort of a few months before that I got 60-odd in Pakistan, which made me believe that I could play at that level. And then I managed to get the 100 in the second innings, saving the test match for South Africa, which you want to perform in tough situations, and that was tough, facing Warnie in that bowling attack and saving the game. That makes it even more special. It's when you put performances together and it helps your team either win or come out of the draw, it means so much more. Do
you remember any sort of banter or sledges that happened?
That never sort of worried me too much. There was the usual stuff, but nothing untoward. But that kind of stuff kind of motivated me to carry on going. And the more they were talking, the more I was irritating them. So that's the kind of way that I saw it, and took it as a compliment. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, to be fair.
And I know it's a lot to jog your memory at this point, but you probably got a lot of messages. What's the one message that stuck with you?
I think just from friends and family congratulating and kind of saying well done for all the time that you put in when you're a youngster and sacrifices that I made while I was still a youngster. I think you don't achieve much in life if you don't sacrifice a lot, and just putting those sacrifices when you're young and actually paying off and doing well in the future.
All right, second one is this.
If I'm going to guess, it'll probably be Centurion getting the double 100. It took a while to get the double 100. It certainly wasn't something that played on me, kept me awake at night. I just played the game to win games for whichever team I was playing. So I think it meant a lot more to other people than it did to me, to be fair. It's just a number and a milestone, but to eventually get there, I think looking back now, if I hadn't have got a 200 in my career, it might have been a little more disappointing, but nice that I could do that and achieve it, with a crowd getting a standing ovation that lasted for about 5 minutes. I think the game came to a stop. That was some special memories.
And you did look very relieved in that picture. What do you think, what was going through your mind at that point? I know it's way back now, but think about it. Maybe.
It was nice to get it, but to put our team in a winning situation, that was probably more important. Getting us over the line there. So also getting membership at Leopard Creek. I got given membership at Leopard Creek for getting the double 100 by Johan Rupert, so that was very special. Something nice, and still a member there and get to play there quite often now these days because of that 200. Just enjoying the moment.
The first person you met, family again?
It was probably Boucher, because it meant that he could go play at Leopard Creek as well as my member guest. So I think he was even happier than I was that I got it, because it meant that he could get there too.
Next up, and the last picture for you.
Yo, that's a young one, mate. Sure. By the looks of it, I'm going to guess that was when we played against Sri Lanka. It was a semi-final or something. The only tournament that South Africa has won in a ICC tournament. So I think we beat Sri Lanka, and I managed to put in an all-round performance there, which again contributed to us winning the game, which is the most important. So nice to contribute with both bat and ball and come out on top.
And you ended up being the player of the match in both the semis and the finals. What was that feeling like?
Nice to have a consistent tournament in those sort of big knockout tournaments. I think it was a knockout tournament, so it was pretty much pressurised from game one. If you lost, you got knocked out, and we managed to carry on and win that tournament. And like you said, I had a good tournament, which always put as a cherry on top. So to contribute in a big way throughout the tournament, not just in one game, really means a lot, and the consistency that one looks to be as a professional player.
And if there's one moment from your career that you could relive, which one would it be?
I suppose we'd have to go back to the '99 World Cup when we tied with Australia and not get through to the final. I think that was the one tournament where everyone thinks that we should have won that World Cup. I tend to agree with that, but Yeah, well, I suppose there are plenty of moments, but that's the one little one that I wish I could go back and change.
Well, Jacques, thank you so much. An absolute legend. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.